Hello, dear students. Very good morning to you all. In today's class, I teach you the next topics from the topic named functions. In the last class, we studied what is function. Function is also a program or a subprogram that also includes set of instructions to do a specific task. That is what we studied. Functions are classified into two types: built-in functions and user-defined functions. Built-in functions means given by developers, just we use it. User-defined functions means created by us, means programmers. That is what we studied in the last class. In today's class, I teach you three topics. First, we discuss about elements of user-defined functions. Next, we study the difference between arguments and parameters, as well as we look at some more examples. Means in today's class, we learn these three topics. First topic I teach you is all about elements of user-defined functions. That means how to write our own functions. Already we studied in the last class. In order to write our own functions, we work with two elements. One is function definition, one more is function call. Function definition means we need to write that function. That function we call in the main Python program. Look at this example. Here I am creating my own function called sq. This function takes one input, it multiplies with the n only, then it returns a value back. That means this function finds the square of the given value. Then already I taught you how to write a function. You need to use the keyword def, define, space, any valid function name. If that function is taking any inputs, you need to use the parameters. Then colon is must. Then this left indentation requires. Afterwards, you can not only one statement, you can write n number of statements also. We are passing one value to this square. It takes that n, it multiplies with the same n, and it returns the value back to the called function. This is what we call function definition. See here, I have called this function in the Python main program. Here I have read a number. Enter a number to find square. User enters one of the number. That number will be stored in n. That n we are passing to this square. This is what the argument we are passing. N is the argument here. This n value will be transmitted to that n. Then it multiplies with n only twice. It gives the result back. That will be stored in the answer. That one you can print. You can show the result. Just I go for print. Afterwards I type square is. Okay. Where is the answer? In the answer variable. Means this is what we call function definition. This is what we call function call. These two are the two elements of user-defined function. Elements of user-defined functions means function definition is also one of the element. Function call is also one of the element. In order to work with our own functions, first we need to define like this. As and when needed, you can call like this. This is what we call elements of user-defined functions. I solved the same problem in other way. This is a function. Once again, the function name is square. Again, but this time I am not passing any value. The function itself reads a value. The function itself calculates the result. The function itself prints the result. We are not passing a value this time. I have written one function called sq. This function will not take any inputs, but it does the work for us. It takes input, it will process, it gives the result back. How to call this function? Just use the name of that function to be called here. Sq to parenthesis. Just I am calling the function here. According to the need, you can write the function in this way or this way. N number of ways will be there. By practice, you will come to know. This is what function definition. This is what function call. I hope now you understood the elements of user-defined functions. In my notes, I have given like this: elements of user-defined functions in Python. First we need to write the function, we need to call a function. What is function definition? The user defined function must be written before it is called within the main program. Without defining a function, without defining it, if you call here, error occurs. First your duty is to create a function, afterwards you can call it. This is what we call function definition. How to define a function? DEF is must, any valid function name, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, n number of statements we write. This is what we call syntax for function definition. That is what I have written in my notes. Syntax, DEF is must, any valid function name. You can pass one value, second value, third value, 4, n number of values you may pass or you may not, depending on the problem to be solved. Colon is must, then indentation is must. First instruction, second instruction, third, 4, n number of instructions we write. You may return a value back or you may not. This is what we call syntax for the function definition. You have to write what is function definition as well as syntax in exam, as well as explain this syntax. What is this def? Def is a keyword. What is this function name? Function name is the valid variable, a function name. You need to follow the rules for defining variables. Same rules we follow for defining function name also. Body of a function must have 4 space indentation. Means here one tab is required. Otherwise machine will not understand. This is what the syntax. If you write the syntax like this in exam, you get good marks for this. Afterwards give some examples. Just only I shared the same examples. This is a function to find square. It takes one value, it multiplies twice, it gives back. It takes one value, it multiplies with the same thing 3 times, it gives. That is what to find cube. This is a square function, same thing. This is taking input, this is not taking input. It takes a value, it prints appropriate measure square is, and answer will be displayed. Means to write a function, n number of ways will be there. According to the customer's need, you have to write the function. Function to find cube of a number, DEF cube, no passing. We are not passing the values. It reads a number, it shows the result. These are all examples for function definition. What is function definition? What is syntax? Then give examples. Next one is function call. Function call means defined function we are calling. Look at this example. Again same thing I have written here. The user defined functions are called within the main Python program with its name and required inputs. Function to find square and cube of a number. First I write one function called SC. Okay. S is for square, C for cube. It takes one input. It displays square also, it displays cube also. Then this is the Python main program. I read a number, I pass to SC. If you enter 5, 5 will be stored in A will be passed to N, square is 5 into 5, 25, cube is 125. This is what we call function call. This is what the function definition. If you get a question on function in exam, if you explain like this, evaluator will be more happier. Then you get very good marks in examination. Next topic is very simple. What is the difference between arguments and parameters? See the old question paper. Once they asked in exam, differentiate between argument and parameter. That means they are asking what is the difference between argument and parameter. And in the last class we solved this problem. Illustrate the flow of execution of a Python function. That means write one Python function to convert temperature reading from Celsius to Fahrenheit. If you write difference and if you write this function to convert temperature reading from Celsius to Fahrenheit, you get 8 marks. That is what I taught. In today's class I teach you the difference between argument and parameter. Argument means input, parameter means input. Inputs are also called as arguments and parameters. But there is a difference. What is that? That one I explained to you. Now look at all these examples. I am passing a to this function. A is the argument. This function is receiving the value. This is a parameter. A is the argument, N is parameter. Look at the other example. Look at my examples. Here, n is a parameter. This n is a argument. Means during function call, whichever the value we pass, that is argument. We are giving the input argument. It receives no. This is a parameter. I hope you understood. Just add it once again slowly. And here, look at this example. I am writing one function to find volume of a sphere. Function name is Vs, volume of sphere. It takes one input as R. And volume of sphere is 4 by 3 into pi into R into R into R. Here R is a parameter. I read in the comment. R is a parameter. And this is a Python program. We read the radius of sphere. That will be stored in radius. That one we are passing here. Radius we are passing. This radius is a argument. Means the variable whichever we use in function header, that is parameter. The variable whichever we use while calling a function, that is argument. This is what the simple difference between argument and parameters. Look at this example. Define wish name. I am passing one name. For example, if I pass John, John will be transmitted here. Hello, John. Nice to meet you. If I pass Jasmine, Jasmine will be passed here. Hello, Jasmine. Nice to meet you. In this example, John and Jasmine are arguments. Name is a parameter. I have written the output also. This is what all about difference between argument and parameter. Means for that question, if you explain like this, the inputs whichever we pass to a function to do specific task are called arguments during function call. The variables defined in the function header are called parameter. Parameters will receive the values from arguments. By looking at these examples, I think you understood. Write in your own way. Don't forget to give examples. Don't forget to write comments. If you do so, evaluator will be happier, because of which you get very good marks in examination. See the last example. Write a function that draws a grid like the following. Whenever we run a program, it should display this pattern on the screen. To write this program, n number of ways are there. One of the simple way I followed and I explained to you. To write this pattern, I write one function. To write this pattern, I write another function. In this pattern, we can see only two patterns. This is one pattern. This is another pattern. What I do, I write one function, print once. Print once. I pass some symbols. Those symbols will be stored in this variable. It will print that symbols. Only once I use here. Means whatever I pass to it, it prints only once. Whatever I pass to it, it prints 4 times. See, printf is used 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. It also receives some symbols. It also receives some symbols. Whatever it receives, it prints only once. Whatever it receives, it prints 4. Now I am calling print once. See that this pattern is passed by me. It will be passed to this. This line is printed, first line. I pass pipe space 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 pipe space 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 pipe. It will be passed to print 4 times. 4 times it will be printed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again I call print once. Print once. Again I call print 4 times. Print 4 times. Again I call print once. Print once. These are the two functions I have written. These are the two functions I have written. This is for to print once. This is for to print 4 times. I called like this. This is the output I got. I hope you understood. Just see the video once again. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. If you have any doubts, please ask. Please send the feedback. Thank you.